Hello, everyone. I've never made any secret of the fact that when it comes to the events in Ukraine, and not just the events of the last year and a half, but actually the events of the nearly last 10 years, I have become very frustrated with the international community. I no longer understand why we have organizations, for example, such as Amnesty International or the United Nations, because their initial purpose was to preserve human rights, peace, respect for your neighbors, and so on and so forth, based on the terrible experiences of World War II. And when it comes to what's going on in Ukraine, none of this seems to be happening. And worse yet, they dare to criticize Ukraine. Let me show you what I mean. So on one hand, Ukrainian forces have struck the bridge connecting Crimean Peninsula to the mainland. Why is this important? Why is this strategically important from the war effort standpoint? It's because this leaves Russian forces to rely on the ferries to get additional supplies and additional personnel. And that is dangerous because the ferry at sea is right there. It's right in the open. And it takes a lot longer. Ukrainian forces have also retaken some of the villages and towns in the Donetsk and Zaporizhzhya region. Nevertheless, the Western officials had the gall to say that the counteroffensive was progressing too slowly. President Zelensky made a scathing reply to them, very appropriately, I think, telling them that this is not Hollywood, this is not a movie, and he will not be pressured into wasting valuable equipment and even more valuable human lives just to please some guy in Washington who is not directly participating in the war. In another part of the same statement, Zelensky disclosed that they've had some intelligence about the upcoming destructions of the Novokakhovka Dam, which he had forwarded to the international intelligence community, asking for help in preventing this catastrophe. No help came. They now have information about possible radioactive incident being planned by the Russians at the Zaporizhzhya nuclear power station, the biggest nuclear power station in Europe. He had once again forwarded this intelligence to the international community. So far, no help.